Hello, hello. How are you? How are you, all you beautiful people? Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. I call it Hump Day. It's a weird name to call it Wednesday, isn't it? Happy Hump Day. It's the halfway hump over the week into the weekend. But I hope you guys all had a great weekend. Hope you guys are all safe. I'm back here in South Florida, coming on down from St. Augustine, the oldest city in America. It was fantastic. If you missed it, go back to the last couple of videos and you'll see some amazing backgrounds of what St. Augustine, the oldest country, or the oldest city and the oldest area in the country. Amazing, super great. So, I am back here in South Florida and back in this tropical area right here. And I think the sun is just really coming in here, so I'll do that. Okay, so I just got out of a recovery meeting in the world of recovery, 12-step recovery, and it really spoke to me and kind of really went into my spirit about the importance of celebrating the small stuff to build the big stuff. Celebrate the small stuff to build the big stuff. In recovery, we celebrate what's called milestones. Milestones meaning times of sobriety, times that we have been clean and sober out of our addiction. So we celebrate 30 days of being clean and sober. We celebrate 60 days, 90 days, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Very important to celebrate milestones, to celebrate the small stuff, to build on the big stuff. And in the essence of recovery, and the recovery house is just right over here behind me in the 12-step process, and somebody who's very close to me that I'm working with dearly just celebrated 90 days of being clean and sober. That's amazing, to be free from your addiction for 90 days, so 3 months. So he got a little milestone chip to celebrate that success and to get over that element of clean and sober for 90 days. So kind of really spoke to me the importance of celebrating the small stuff. You know, so often when I'm helping people and coaching people in the essence of life coaching, recovery coaching, health and fitness coaching, and I'll be talking to them like, well, you know, this is no big deal, but you know, I didn't eat that dessert last night. I know it's no really big deal, but I got all my workouts in, all my cardio sessions this week. You know, Ken, I know it's no big deal, but, you know, I kind of walked away from a fight from my relationship. You know, I got in a fight with my husband, my wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, and instead of slamming the door and just leaving out of that situation, I stayed there and I talked it through in a calm manner. I know it's no big deal, but so often people come to me and say, you know, there's no big deal, but. You know, it's no big deal, Kim, but, you know, I didn't spend extra money on that outfit that I really wanted because I'm really trying to work on my finances to get out of debt. You know, these small things that so often people say it's no big deal, but I did accomplish this and accomplish that. And I'm here to say these things are big deals. They're very big deals when we overcome these obstacles. The small things is what can kill us. The small things is what sets us back. This little small thing that we give into through weakness, either through finance, health and fitness, relationships, addiction, and these little setbacks, that's how the enemy creeps into me. These small things can get me to dive over the ledge into the big things and death of my quality of my life, overcoming addiction, health and fitness. These small things can kill me. So therefore, the small things can build to great, massive success. Why is this so important? Why is it so important for us to celebrate these little milestones in recovery, finance, health and fitness, relationships? Why should we pause and celebrate that with our inner circle people? Our inner circle. You know how important it is to have our inner circle group. I talked about that yesterday, to actually build the intimacy of people who are safe around us, like-minded people, other lions and lionesses, to really build our team around us, to embrace and to celebrate and to share with that inner circle group of a milestone that they just got over. Why is that so important? Here's why. Because our minds, by essence of degree, usually always goes into a negative state. We beat ourselves up more than anyone could ever beat us up. We can be our worst enemy. I really do believe that there is an enemy living inside of me, a true enemy, the enemy of fear that was always talking to me saying that I am not good enough. I am not worthy of greatness. I am not worthy to be free and to be abundant and to be happy, joyous. I am not worthy of this. Or shame, or guilt, or anger, or self-hate, or regretting the past, or being fearful for the future. There is an enemy inside of me that is always talking to me, that wants to kill me. It's insane. And that enemy is called fear. There is an enemy inside of me that I have to absolute work on every day to smash down that enemy called fear, killing fear that wants me dead. I believe that every man, woman, and child that grows up into our world today has this enemy inside called fear that comes out in some way or another. So, my point in saying that is when we overcome an essence of fear, remember the base root of all of our problems is fear, right? Worry, anxiety, depression, self-loathing, resentments, all these things that we struggle with as human beings, that's all fear-based. All of it's fear-based. So fear is absolutely my enemy. So I must do everything I can to be aware of the enemy and to smash the enemy. How do I smash it? By announcing it and celebrating with my inner circle group that small accomplishments that we think are insignificant. Insignificant. It's not insignificant. It's powerful. It's potent. It is my sword that goes against and slays the enemy called fear. The devil and Satan himself wants to talk to me all the time saying, I am not good enough and I am not worthy. I know that in myself. I have realized that now that in this last year that ever before in my life about who and what my enemy is. It is called fear. It's all of our fears. So to celebrate small milestones in our life is a big deal. Please, please never think that the little things that you overcome in life, in your daily things, is insignificant. Please don't ever think that. It is a big deal. Not having dessert tonight, when normally you always have dessert because that's something you look forward to because of some depression or anxiety in your life, or something's lacking in your life, or maybe some self-hatred, and normally you binge on ice cream each night. And tonight, you're not going to have ice cream. That is a big deal. It's a big deal. Don't think it's a small deal. If tonight, normally you have 3 glasses of wine before bed, because that's how you unwind from the day, and that's how you kind of calm all the misery of life that you're existing right now at work, or at home, or in your relationship, whatever it is. And alcohol each night is how you get through. But tonight, you're not going to have 3 glasses of wine. Maybe if you always have 3 glasses of wine and you only have 1 tonight, or you have none tonight, that's a big deal. Please celebrate that. Celebrate that. Announce that to your inner circle group. Or if you're part of my inner circle, I want to hear from you. You're going to text me tonight. All the people joining my system can text me. They can email me. We have communication on a daily basis, people who are joining to my system. Celebrate these things daily of victories over the enemy called fear. Fear wants to keep us in shame, worthlessness, hopelessness, unvalued, depression, despair. Those are all fear things. We must conquer and slay that by announcing the small victories. I'm telling you, I must understand who and what my enemy is. How do I know how to beat my enemy and to slay my enemy if I don't even know what my enemy is? I have realized now more than ever of how powerful the essence, and I'll say it 1,000,000 times, the essence in the enemy of fear is. I've realized that more than ever in my life. But I've also realized more than ever in my life, it can be conquered. We can defeat fear. There is a way to destroy fear. Once we know that it's there, once we know it wants to destroy us. There are so many tools and techniques that we can all do on a daily basis to defeat fear, to be free, to be happy, to be joyous, to be abundant, to not be imprisoned in my own thinking and my own thoughts. We have a way to overcome these things. There are tools. There are ways. There is hope, because victory can be ours. I didn't know that. I'll be honest with you. For a long time in my life, I didn't know that was possible. I thought fear is just a part of life. Fear will always be in me, almost like blood running through my veins. I can't take blood out of my body. So therefore, I can't take fear out of my soul. I can't take fear out of my spirit. I can't do it. It's there, it's present, there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to have to do everything I can to succeed in life, so hopefully I don't feel fear. That's what I used to think. If I just succeed enough in the big things, not the small things. No one cares about the small things. Only the big victories, the big titles, the big prestige. That is the only way that I'll ever overcome fear. And when it didn't come true, guess what? I fell into deep, dark addiction of fear drugs called Xanax, and then alcohol. That almost killed me. You guys probably know my story. You can download my book at kpaulcoaching.com. It's called Power from Pain. My whole story is right there. So believe me, I know what it's like to think that I'm a victim over fear versus having victory over fear. Am I going to be a victim over fear or victorious over fear? To slay it and to be a victor, not a victim. And here's one of the tools to do that, is to celebrate the small stuff. It is important. It is significant, because the small stuff builds to the big stuff. It really, really does. And if I can overcome a little habit, a pattern of an unhealthy ways, like I said, guys, if it's poor eating, if it's alcohol or drugs, if it's diving into chronic thinking, depression, anxiety, if I always fight typically with my significant other, if I'm having a hard time with health and fitness, if normally I self-sabotage my life, self-sabotage my goals, if that's my normal behavior, and today I chiseled and I overcame one of those behaviors. Just one of those little small behaviors that I normally do, I didn't do today. It's a big deal. It gives me confidence. Hey, wow, I didn't give in to that poor behavior today. Maybe I can do it tomorrow too. Yes, build on little victories. Build on victories. That's so, so important. Even back in my athletic competition days and bodybuilding, those back in those days, of something I didn't think I could achieve. You know, well, wow, you know, if it's going to take to be 1.5% body fat to be Mr. Colorado, holy cow, that's too much. There's no way I can accomplish that. Then I get down to 6%, 5%. Wow, I got 5% body fat. And I got to 4%, 3%. I'm celebrating with my coaches and my trainers and my workout partners and my friends and friends. I'm celebrating these things like, yeah, you can do it, you can do it. That's a big deal. 3% body fat, you can do it. Keep going, you can do it. And I'm building on it. Yeah, okay, I can keep going. Give me confidence and strength to get down to 2% body fat, then down to 1.5% body fat. Boom, I win the championship. Now that's just one small example in the athletic world. It could apply to any of these things, down to our real life scenarios of what we're struggling with day to day. It really is usually comes down to, am I struggling with my finances, my relationships, or my health and fitness realms? Usually it breaks down to one of those components. So this is real life stuff. Like I said, I just got out of a recovery 12-step meeting right here behind us. And the sun keeps doing that. Right behind us here is an amazing club of recovery. It's a clubhouse of recovery. I can't say what it is, but it's a clubhouse of recovery, 12-step recovery. And somebody very close to me just celebrated 90 days of continuous sobriety. Now, most people out there in the world say, wait a minute, you're celebrating that you didn't use drugs or alcohol for 90 days? That's ridiculous. Who cares? What's wrong with you? You guys are celebrating that? The world care less about it because they don't understand the power of celebrating the small stuff to build the big stuff. Man, after he got his little 90-day chip today, tonight, his 90-day chips of continuous sobriety. People came up to him and hugged him and embraced him and said, man, good job, man, you can do this. In 90 days of sobriety, that's huge. That's huge. You haven't used drugs or alcohol in 90 days. Yes. And boy, big smile, and he felt good. And his girlfriend was here and really embraced him, and they both were smiling and celebrating in love. And his girlfriend says, I'm so proud of you, baby. I'm so proud of you. I know you're working so hard, and everyone's so proud. You know what it did to him tonight? That was huge, huge, to celebrate the small stuff. 90 days clean and sober is going to help build his confidence. That yes, he can go to 6 months being clean and sober. He can go to 9 months being clean and sober. He can reach a 1 year mark of being clean and sober. He can do it. These things are so powerful. We must, my whole point in this, we must pause. When you have overcome something small in your life that you have been struggling with, that I have been struggling with in my journey called life, and the essence of our enemy called fear. Anytime that we overcome a pattern that we usually fall dark to called fear in our behaviors or our thinking process, as small as it is, celebrate it. Celebrate it. Even if there's no one in your life right now, maybe you don't have an inner circle. Maybe you haven't joined my system, or you don't have mentors or someone close to you. That's okay. Write down in a journal. Write it down in your private journal of something that you have overcome today that normally you fall victim to. Something that you have been victorious over when normally you have been victim to. Victorious over that you've normally been victim to. Write it down in your journal. And just say, yes, I did it. Yes, I did it. Thank you, God. Yes. Say it out loud. Say it to yourself. Congratulate yourself. You know what? Good job, Kent. Yes. I have literally done this myself. I kid you not. It's the first time I've ever admitted this to anyone, let alone on camera, to the whole world right now. Right? But there's been times this year, in the year 2017, of myself overcoming some areas that I'm trying to break free of and to strive higher in. I have paused and said these words to myself with my eyes closed. Kent, good job, I'm proud of you. Kent, good job, I'm proud of you. Good job. I kid you not, by God as my witness, in the year 2017, I have said those words to myself when nobody else was around to say it to me. You can do that too. No one else is around to congratulate you on the small stuff. Or no one around you feel right now cares. They do care, but maybe you don't think they care. Say it to yourself, celebrate to yourself, write it down in a journal, and build from that. And tomorrow, do it again and keep progress, not perfection. Build the small stuff to launch and create the big stuff in our lives, called overcoming the obstacles at which is setting us back in our journey. And remember, it's always fear-based. So there's so many tools and techniques to overcome fear. And that's what my coaching system's all about on kpaulcoaching.com. Again, just go there, check out the whole system out. It's here for you. So I tell you what, guys, there is hope. You are awesome. You're an overcomer. You are a victor and not a victim. We always have to remember that. We can be a victor and not a victim over life, over circumstances, over fear, over setbacks, over the enemy. We can be victorious over it, but we have to suit up and show up and work. I cannot just sit back and allow myself to overcome things. We have to work at them and declare your strength and power with God Almighty as the foundation. To sit there in prayer and ask God to come down to fuel your strength, fuel your power, fuel your discipline, to fuel that from and through us, through God Almighty's power, we can overcome these things. Just understand the enemy and understand the solution to overcome the enemy. Woo-wee! Isn't that great? There is a solution. There is hope. And I just want to leave that note with you to please celebrate the amazing things that you're overcoming. And if you're struggling with something, and after you watch this, if you're tempted to give in to whatever that is, just pause a minute and say, do I want to be victorious over this, or do I want to be a victim to this? A victor or victim? Do I want to be slide down to shame, or do I want to celebrate in victory? If that is you, I ask by tonight by midnight, tomorrow, send me an email, private message me right here, and say, I overcame it. Yes, I'll celebrate with you. Let me celebrate with you. All right, guys, so God bless you. Again, if you want some encouragement, my book is for free. Just go to kpaulcoaching.com, download Power from Pain, 8 Steps of Power, my gift. Go ahead and help yourself to it, guys. God bless you. Live life better. And like I always say, you are beautiful. All right? Happy Wednesday. See you tomorrow.